DeWanna Bonner, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split ya. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya, right? I'm not telling you gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here.
Sounds like DeWanna Bonner did not want to bother to suit up for the Indiana Fever, as the new roster update has come out in which the Fever kicked Bonner from the team.
Thank God. Good riddance. You quit on the team. See ya. Peace. Whatever. Go away. Bye-bye now.
They prayed for her, defended her, gave her the benefit of the doubt. But now, fans are furious. After weeks of mysterious personal reasons, the Indiana Fever just waived DeWanna Bonner in a move that's being called the biggest betrayal of the season. And the worst part? It looks like she quit.
Breaking. The Fever are waiving DeWanna Bonner, league sources told the Indy Star, then re-signing Arie McDonald. Bonner requested a trade after feeling she couldn't find a role on the team after getting benched, along with a bevy of other reasons as we covered yesterday. But Indiana could not find a suitable trade option.
This wasn't just a bad signing, it was a full-blown disaster. A $200,000 contract wasted, locker room chemistry destroyed, and a front office accused of lying to its fans while protecting a player who didn't even want to be there.
The Indiana Fever did this in part to sort of tamper down the backlash they were getting because they signed DeWanna Bonner to begin with and burn up $200,000. I mean, I don't understand why DeWanna Bonner signed here to begin with. I really don't. I don't understand why did she even bother?
From locker room rifts to a shocking culture war dividing the team, the truth behind Bonner's exit is way deeper than anyone expected. The media stayed quiet until one reporter blew the lid off the entire operation. And within 24 hours, Bonner was gone. This is the story of how the Indiana Fever's most confusing move became their most...
See here, but Bonner constantly felt like it wasn't a good fit from the beginning of the season. The Fever... League sources said the Fever tried different lineups and combinations with inclusion, moving Bonner off the bench and putting Lexi on the starting lineup, but they couldn't get to a place where Bonner was feeling good, a better role. Bonner then requested a trade, according to league sources. Indiana looked for trade opportunities, but the size of Bonner's contract, in fact, is only 14 games into the season, made it difficult to find a certain team.
The Athletic put it out, breaking news, the Fever have waived veteran DeWanna Bonner, the team announced. Indiana looked at trade possibilities for the six-time All-Star, who had not played since June 10th, for what the team called, quote, personal reasons. Well, the personal reasons were, from what I could tell, playing time. Her minutes had significantly dropped from last year. Well, in turn, if her minutes drop, a lot of her production numbers that she can see and the rest of the league can see also dropped with it.
From the moment DeWanna Bonner signed with the Indiana Fever, fans were confused, and insiders were suspicious. Why would a 36-year-old veteran who'd spent 5 years in Connecticut suddenly agree to join one of the youngest, fastest-paced teams in the WNBA? The fit made zero basketball sense. This wasn't a championship veteran helping a contender. It felt more like a loyalty favor. A quiet handshake deal behind closed doors.
I don't know if she feels like Stephanie White sold her a bad bill of goods. You know, they were in Connecticut together.
Bonner, once an all-star, was visibly aging. Her speed had dipped. Her defense lagged. She looked out of place next to Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, and Aaliyah Boston, all part of Indiana's fast break future. The team needed energy, and instead they got hesitation.
She looks old on the court. All right, not trying to be this is not ageism. She looks like an older athlete. All right, she looks slower on the court, and the team has been lacking energy. It's been a serious problem.
Fans raised questions, but the front office told everyone to trust the process. Bonner was brought in to bring leadership and stabilize the locker room, but what they actually got was the complete opposite. Tension, confusion, and a player who couldn't keep up. Then, 4 games in, everything changed. Bonner lost her starting role. Her minutes were slashed. Her stats plummeted, and instead of fighting through it like a leader, she vanished, citing personal reasons while continuing to collect checks. But behind the scenes, the story was much darker.
We waived the DeWanna Bonner. Question. You're telling me in 9 games, DeWanna Bonner's stock plummeted so much we couldn't get anything for her? Anything for her? You're telling me in 9 games, a free agent that was probably fairly coveted in the offseason, in 9 games, already tarnished her credibility, her reputation, any type of value that the league saw in her that we can't even get a second-round pick for her?
When the Indiana Fever announced that DeWanna Bonner was stepping away from the team due to personal reasons, fans responded with empathy. People prayed for her. Some even assumed a family emergency, illness, or mental health crisis had occurred. But now we know that wasn't the case. According to multiple reports and insider speculation, Bonner didn't leave for any serious reason. She left because she got benched. Her ego couldn't handle it.
What I think, when the trade request was made, one of the last 2 games before we sent her home for personal reasons, if I had to take a guess. She was a starter, got moved to the bench. All right, I'll give it a shot, I guess. 1 game goes by, another game goes by, another game goes by. Trade me, I'm done here. Trade me. I'm out of here. I don't want anything to do with this place anymore. Interesting.
This wasn't a personal tragedy. I knew it was a veteran pouting over playing time. And the worst part? The Fever let her get away with it. While she sat at home collecting her paycheck, the organization stayed quiet, allowing fans to assume the worst. They dragged out the lie for weeks while other players, like Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, and even Caitlin Clark, were grinding through brutal minutes trying to hold the team together. Meanwhile, a $200,000 piece of cap space sat on the shelf doing nothing. The front office could have come clean. They could have been honest, but instead they prioritized Bonner's pride over the fan base's trust. They kept calling it personal reasons, even though she had privately requested a trade and made it clear she didn't want to be part of the team anymore. This wasn't just about a player walking away, it was about the Fever front office covering it up, and the only reason the truth came out was because the media forced their hand.
That's on the heels of the article dropping. So there was no more stringing fans along. This was, well, we know DeWanna Bonner's not coming back. The fans already know DeWanna Bonner's not coming back.
I think DeWanna Bonner was probably promised a starting role on this team, and then she lost it, 4 games in, I think? Something like that.
The moment the media broke the story, everything changed. Suddenly, the carefully crafted narrative of personal reasons was exposed as a front. Reporters uncovered that Bonner's departure wasn't some tragic situation, but a bitter fallout over losing her spot on the court. Fans had been played, strung along by vague statements while the Fever's performance spiraled. The team's lack of transparency ignited outrage. People started asking the hard questions. Why was Bonner still on the payroll? Why wasn't the team upfront about what was really happening? And why did it take a media investigation to get the truth?
Somebody said yesterday that it was going around that DeWanna Bonner wasn't happy right off the bat from the get-go or whatever. So do we think that didn't affect things right off from the whole season? Has she been a locker room cancer? I mean, it's safe to say. We can say that out loud. Is that possible?
The Fever scrambled to respond. They waived Bonner, a move fans saw as long overdue. At the same time, they re-signed Ariel McDonald, a fiery veteran with energy and hustle the team desperately needed. But the damage was done. The trust between the Fever and their fans was shattered. Social media lit up with reactions calling out the front office for their mishandling of the entire saga.
We have signed Ariel McDonald for the remainder of the season. In a corresponding move, we have waived DeWanna Bonner. And you see the first comment here. The reaction is, yeah, love to see it. Absolutely.
This was more than just a player leaving. It was a failure in leadership, transparency, and respect for the fans who support the team through thick and thin. The aftermath of Bonner's departure left the Indiana Fever facing serious questions about their future. The front office was under fire for mismanaging a veteran player and mishandling communication with the fans. This wasn't just about one player quitting, it was about a team that struggled to find its identity and energy all season long.
DeWanna Bonner out with the old. Ariel McDonald, welcome back in with the new.
Ariel McDonald's return sparked hope. She's an up-tempo ball handler who brings energy and defense, the kind of spark the Fever desperately need. But with key players like Caitlin Clark still trying to get on the same page with coach Stephanie White, there's a long road ahead. Fans want to see a clear plan. How will the Fever rebuild trust? How will they balance veteran leadership with developing young talent like Lexi Hull and Brianna Turner? And most importantly, how will they fix the locker room dynamic that some insiders say has been fractured for months? The Fever's future hinges on turning this drama into motivation, making smart roster moves, improving chemistry, and finally giving Caitlin Clark the support she deserves. It's do or die for the Fever. The clock is ticking.
Talking about the lifestyles of people inside these locker rooms and how different the lifestyle is between Caitlin Clark Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, and Aaliyah Boston versus Stephanie White, DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and how that dynamic may or may not be hurting this team a lot.
One of the biggest stories behind the scenes has been the rumored divide inside the Fever locker room. Reports and fan speculation suggest a split between the younger core, Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Aaliyah Boston, and some of the veterans like Dana Bonner, Natasha Howard, and even Stephanie White herself. Sources say this divide impacted not only on-court chemistry, but also the overall energy and vibe of the team. When Bonner's minutes were cut drastically, it wasn't just a coaching decision. It was a signal that the team's vision wasn't aligning with certain players' expectations.
Because you see this, facing backlash after DeWanna Bonner move. And look, I'm going to keep it real here. Far as I'm concerned, DeWanna Bonner quit on this team. I mean, she quit.
Fans have been quick to call Bonner a quitter, pointing to her trade request and eventual waiver as evidence she lost faith in the team early on. But others see it as a symptom of bigger issues: mismanagement by the front office, unclear roles, and a fractured leadership structure. This tension spilled into social media, with players and fans alike expressing frustration. The question remains, can the Fever heal these wounds fast enough to salvage their season? Or is this the start of a full rebuild? With Ariel McDonald back and the spotlight on Caitlin Clark, the Fever have to find a way to unify the locker room, or risk falling further behind in the competitive WNBA landscape.
There could be some drama there behind the scenes, I believe, that has split the locker room. Now that the drama is over, we hope we can focus on basketball again. Harry McDonald, a lot of welcome backs. A lot of people are fired up. Good, get the quitter out of town. Welcome back, Harry McDonald. I mean, that's awesome. Awesome.
McDonald's return instantly injected energy and athleticism into the roster. Fans and analysts alike praise the front office for this quick pivot, seeing it as a step toward fixing the team's stagnant offense and lack of pace. McDonald brings depth to the backcourt and offers a complementary style to Caitlin Clark's dynamic playmaking. The back-and-forth roster shuffle revealed deeper issues: whether the Fever can balance veteran presence with youth development and find a winning formula in a league that demands constant adaptation. One bright spot amid all the turmoil has been the Indiana Fever's decision to bring back Ariel McDonald for the remainder of the season. Fans and analysts alike have welcomed this move with cautious optimism. McDonald's style, an up-tempo ball handler with solid on-ball defense and a reliable outside shot, could inject much-needed energy and stability into the Fever's backcourt. Her return also provides an opportunity to manage star guard Caitlin Clark's workload more effectively. With McDonald handling some minutes, the Fever can give Clark essential rest during the grueling season, potentially preserving her health and peak performance for the playoffs. The chemistry between McDonald and Clark is highly anticipated, as it could unlock new offensive possibilities and improve the team's overall flow. The Indiana Fever's recent roster shakeup, waiving Dana Bonner and bringing back Ariel McDonald, marks a pivotal moment in the team's 2025 season. It's clear the front office is trying to right the ship amid growing fan frustration and locker room drama. Bonner's quick exit, reportedly fueled by dissatisfaction with her role and internal tensions, exposed cracks in team chemistry and coaching decisions. The Fever's handling of this situation has sparked debate about transparency, leadership, and the organization's vision moving forward. Ariel McDonald's return brings renewed hope. She's viewed as a player who can energize the squad, provide leadership, and help stabilize the backcourt alongside Caitlin Clark. But the bigger question remains, will the Fever's front office and coaching staff learn from this fiasco to build a cohesive, competitive team? Fans want accountability, smart roster moves, and a clear plan to maximize their star players' talents, especially Clark's. Ultimately, the Fever's success hinges on more than just personnel changes. It's about rebuilding trust, culture, and focus. If they can get that right, the team might still salvage this season and build a foundation for future success. But if the current pattern of confusion and drama continues, it could be a long road ahead for Indiana Fever fans.